In the quaint, fog-shrouded village of Eldritch Hollow, an air of mystery perpetually lingered, woven into the very fabric of its history. Nestled in a forgotten valley, surrounded by foreboding forests, the village was a relic of time, untouched by the fast pace of the modern world. Yet, it held a secret that every inhabitant was aware of, but never spoke about, especially after sunset. Vivienne Moore was a newcomer, having inherited her late aunt's cottage at the outskirts of the village. With an insatiable curiosity and a heart full of adventure, she was drawn to the eerie beauty of the hollow. She quickly noticed the peculiar habits of the villagers. They shuttered their windows at twilight and spoke in hushed tones about the night. "Stay indoors when the clock chimes 9," her nearest neighbor had warned her with a tremulous smile. Vivienne, however, was not one to be cowed by local superstitions. One moonlit night, driven by a blend of defiance and intrigue, Vivienne decided to explore the woods that the villagers meticulously avoided. The trees whispered secrets in the wind, a symphony of hushed warnings and sighs. As she ventured deeper, the moon carved silvery patterns onto the forest floor, and the air grew inexplicably colder. It was then that she saw it, an ancient, crumbling mausoleum hidden beneath the gnarled boughs of a massive oak. Her fingers traced the cold, moss-covered stones, reading the inscriptions worn by time. Suddenly, she heard a soft, melodious voice behind her. "Curiosity can be a dangerous thing," said a figure, stepping out from the shadow of the trees. The man was startlingly handsome, his features chiseled yet ethereal, with eyes that shimmered like the stars, but held centuries of sorrow. His name was Lucien, a guardian of secrets, bound to the hollow by a dark curse laid upon him centuries ago when he was turned into a vampire by a spell gone awry. Distraught by his fate, he had isolated himself from the world, protecting the village from the darker elements of his nature. Vivienne, unafraid, listened to Lucien's tale, a saga of love, betrayal, and redemption. As the night drew on, a bond formed between them, a connection that defied the barriers of time and nature. Lucien, who had long resigned himself to solitude, found in Vivienne a spark of life he thought was forever lost. As dawn approached, Lucien warned her of the dangers that their association brought. "Those who seek the night often find more than they bargained for," he murmured, a hint of fear in his otherwise serene tone. But Vivienne, with the audacity of those untouched by the shadows, vowed to return the next night. She was determined to unravel the mysteries of the hollow, and perhaps lighten the burden of the keeper who haunted its lands. Each night their bond deepened, as did Vivienne's understanding of the supernatural forces that veiled her new home. The villagers, sensing the change, began to trust her, sharing tales of their ancestors who lived harmoniously with Lucien, respecting the delicate balance between the human and the unearthly. Yet, as all tales of shadow and light go, theirs was not without peril. A band of hunters, dedicated to eradicating the supernatural, had caught whispers of Lucien. One fateful night, they descended upon Eldritch Hollow, armed with weapons blessed by rites and rituals lost to time. The confrontation was inevitable. Vivienne, with a courage born of love and conviction, stood by Lucien as they faced the hunters under the blood moon. Words of peace were met with hostility, but as conflict brewed, the hunters hesitated. Moved by Vivienne's bravery and the clear absence of malevolence in Lucien, the hunters withdrew, compelled by the humanity they observed. In the aftermath, Eldritch Hollow was changed forever. Lucien, once a whispered legend, was now a protector in the light. The villagers embraced the night, no longer in fear, but in celebration of the harmony they had rekindled. For Vivienne and Lucien, the night was no longer a veil of solitude, but a blanket woven with stars, under which they could dream together. And so, under the ever-watchful gaze of the moon, the guardian and the girl who walked into the woods found peace, not by evading the darkness, but by embracing it and illuminating it with their love. As the old tales faded into the echoes of the hollow, new stories were born, whispered in awe and reverence, of the night when fear was conquered by a love that bridled the shadows.